Let me try to get this camera right, because it's been a while since I've been on here and filmed a video, but I'm back. So aloha, grand rising, y'all. Grand, beautiful AM to every human, every soul out here. Today I have an important message to share about, I woke up this AM and I was thinking about a topic to talk about, and 369 was something that came into my head. And at first it was 666 carbon, and then 369 became the resonance that I wanted to speak of today. So if you think about what Tesla said, he was some extraterrestrial genius who had a lot of information way ahead of his time. He said that if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of wavelengths, vibrations, or energy, frequency. So 369, the Vortex mathematics, aka Mayat Hermetics. If you look at it, it's about balancing the thoughts, the thought school of finding balance in our human experience, which is represented by 666 carbon. So how does carbon tie into 369? If you think about how everything operates in the universe, it's about resonance. So 3 and 9 are the poles of creation. So if you reduce 3 and 9 by 3, it becomes 13. So 1 and 3, 3, 6, 9. In the middle is 6, which resonates with carbon. Carbon is what we're all made out of. And if you think about carbon, it's also it's the molecule that allows for ascension. So look at the numbers 3, 6, and 9. It represents the ascension of carbon, because 3 is the very beginning of the universe having this thought of creating. So because 3 is a trinity, right? Mind, body, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Father, Son. And depending on which context you're looking at it from. But if you look at 3 being the Holy Trinity of creation, 6 is the cultivation part. So 3 is, like, if you're looking at astrology, Cardinal, fixed, mutable. If you're looking at Ascension that way. So Cardinal's 3, 6 is fixed, which is carbon, because we're fixed in material forms until we ascend, which is the number 9. So if you look at the number 9, it represents the physical ascension. So ascension is moving from 3D form into 5D form. And I'm going to try to, it's not really something that you can explain to the common folks who haven't had their beliefs shifted into this new 5D consciousness, because I guess you could say the beginning part of spirituality is, crystals, yoga, the beautiful before the dark night of the soul things. And then when you really get into it, in order to actually ascend, you have to face all your karma, you have to face your ancestral healing. That's the dark night of the soul stuff that a lot of people are too afraid to look at, because it's going to require a death in a way in order to be reborn. But the ascension, what it is we don't have to die in this lifetime. So a lot of people out here are saying, like, a pet peeve of mine actually is when people say, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen, we're all gonna die anyways. Some of us, the older souls, actually know what's gonna happen, because we've done this so many times before. So people who've had past lives in Lemuria, ancient Atlantis, ancient civilizations, we remember what happened, right? What happened is they had the Great Fall at the end of it, because it's a precession of the equinoxes. So because the earth has poles, north and south, because it's on the 23-degree tilt, it goes through phases, like stages of awakening or ascending and descending. So 2012, if you look at the Ethiopian calendar, actually 2020 is 2012. So the Mayan calendar actually talks about the yugas the same way that the ancient Hindu scriptures do. And it's all prophesized at this time that we're in right now is significant, because it's the great shift of ages, of yugas, from one astrological age to another, age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. From I believe, I feel this is so, to I know this is so. So people who are ascending, they say it's the 144,000 chosen ones. And why is 144,000 significant? So I'm going to go into sacred geometry right now because this is what this video is about. Mayat Hermetics, mathematics. So if you look at the crystalline ascension and you realize that there is a critical mass that is needed of light on this planet to be harnessed from the higher dimensions for the collective ascension to happen. So it requires a collective effort, because 144,000 is what we know, because if you look at the 5 platonic solids, right, you have 1 for fire, water, earth, air, the 4 manifestations of ether. What is ether though? The platonic solid for ether is the dodecahedron, which is the 12-sided sacred geometric thing, shape that represents the earth grid. So 12 times 12 is 144. 144,000 is the number of apexes in the crystalline grid for us to, if we have that many energetically tuned in at once, so worldwide meditations, that's why it's necessary at this time for us to really start tuning into the collective energy of the heart awakened Christ consciousness and the unity consciousness. So we're moving from Christ consciousness, which is what we can activate on earth, and the grid is connecting us to the unity consciousness, which is a God consciousness, to push us through the physical ascension from 3D to 5D. So back to 369. 369 represents the physical ascension of carbon. In the center, you have carbon, which is 6, and we are in this incubation phase right now. So if you take the number 3, 6, and 9 and apply it to the dimensions, I just got this down this AM. 3 is the 3rd dimension. 6 is carbon, is the 4th dimension. Carbon is what is allowing us to move into the 5th dimension. So 9 is 5, the completion, returning to source. So if you look at the number 6, it's actually not a negative number. People, well, they tell us it's a mark of the beast because they want us to fear it, but actually it's a very powerful number. It's our actual hidden power, which is the mind, which is what allows you to tune into the vortex. So vortex is what 369 is. It's the vortex, it's the resonance, it's 13, it's the harmonics of the universe, the way that everything works. From the beginning to the void, from the 0 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. It's all part of the, all part of the way that the energy of the universe naturally moves. So when you move in that vibration, then everything happens the way that, where you don't have to force anything, you just put it out and it comes back to you. So if you think about the earth, it has, 3 being the very center, the void. 6 is like us, is the humans on the event horizon, the outside part of the physical manifestation of the void, and then returning into the center again. You know, the Taurus, returning into the center. That's the 9. So from 0 to 9 is the binary way of looking at it. So yeah, 666 is carbon because 6 protons, neutrons, electrons, as a lot of y'all know. It's also the ascension that is happening is we're moving from being carbon-based beings into crystalline forms of light beings, right? So I want y'all to look at it this way. I also made a video explaining the scientific part of becoming crystalline beings and what it entails, and so harnessing the 5th dimensional light energy, that's the next level, 5D consciousness. You know, spirituality is something that's like trending nowadays, and a lot of people are very surface level with it, with just, you know, crystals and law of attraction and sacred geometry because it looks cool, not really understanding what it means to them, because it's something that's attainable. It's something that creates all of us. So if you go below the surface and really look into what it is, then you are able to ascend with the collective. But the 144,000 chosen ones are the initiators. We're the initiates who have had many lives that are prepared and know what's going to happen. So those of y'all who are like, we don't know what's going to happen, y'all not speaking for everybody here. Y'all speaking for people at your level of consciousness, but people at your level of consciousness haven't had the belief shift yet. So that's what we're waiting on, for enough people to get on board, and with all this information coming out now, all the darkness coming into the light, and the light being melted away because we had the great solar flare coming that's, you know, destroying all the dense third demonic energies, because let's be honest, there's a lot of people that are being body snatched. There's demons hopping from soulless body to soulless body to try to get under people, but that's a different story. Thanks for tuning in today. My twin flame and I actually started a channel, so we have yet to disclose the name because it's still in the works, but I'll let you know in my next video, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe for more content. Give this video a like if you learned something new, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more content.